Hello everyone, welcome to my video. In the last video we did a gentle introduction into how to define functions and call them. So the various forms of function definitions and how to call them. In this video we're going to go into function parameters and how they could make our functions more useful. So let's take all these greeting functions that I've made, right? They're a little bit extraneous, aren't they? So we've got console log hello, my name is Michael, console log hello, my name is Todd, console log hello, my name is Todd as well. So identical, but imagine if I put Steve here instead. So these three functions all basically do the entirely same thing except for one little word. And that's inefficient. We're writing code for doing the same thing in slightly different ways multiple times. So how functions can help us with this is we can use parameters. And so what is a parameter? Well, a parameter basically allows us to take a value, so we're going to get rid of those extra functions, to take a value and pass it into our function and use it in some way. So in this case, say that I want my greeting function to be able to not just log my name, but anyone's name who uses the function, depending on whatever they want to set it to. What we can do is we can give this function a parameter. So let's say I give it a name parameter. So what is a parameter? A parameter is basically a placeholder for a value that will be passed when you call the function. So when you define a parameter, you are going to pass a value to it later down here. So in this case, if I call this function greeting and pass it my name, the placeholder or parameter name will take on the value of string Michael. And just to prove it, we'll just use this to console log name. So if I pass it greeting Michael, string Michael, refresh, it'll print just my name, because at the time of this call, this function says, oh, where is the I see you're calling a function named greeting and you're passing this value to it. Let me see if I can find this function. Here it is defined, and I see it takes the name parameter, so I'm going to take this value you gave me when you called me and plug it into this name. And then so when I get to the function body, the body of this function, when I console log name, that's basically the parameter, and that parameter now has this value. And we can prove that. I can go ahead and put a bunch of different names: Steve, Charlie, Lucy. And if I refresh, it will log any value that I pass to it. This parameter name takes the place of whatever value I pass to it. So if we go back to our original and say, hi, my name is, and then concatenate that parameter to the end, we will get our original function, but it's now more dynamic. We can plug in values into it that will take the name parameter, will take that value and plug it into our string. So one other thing, in terms of parameters, you'll often hear the word arguments used as well. They're kind of synonymous. The definition I'll use in my course is that when you say parameter, you're usually referring to the name in the definition. So name is the parameter, and argument would be Michael is an argument that takes the place of that parameter. So just like I showed you before, functions don't need to have they don't need to have parameters, and you won't always use parameters in every function. So they're not by any means mandatory. Likewise, you can have functions that take multiple parameters. So we could have a function add, and this is a very standard thing, that takes 2 parameters, and we could console log x plus y. And so this function will take 2 parameters that I've just named arbitrarily x and y, separated by a comma, and then it'll log them added together. So if I go down here and do add 50 and 20, and so parameters can also take number arguments or Boolean arguments. I'll call it the same way as I defined it, separated by commas, and we should get 70 in the console log. So there we go, 70. So functions can have as few as 0 parameters, or they can have as many as you want. It's basically whatever you're trying to accomplish in the function. In this case, I'm trying to add 2 numbers together, so I'm passing 2 numbers into the function to add together. So that's it for parameters. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.